Well, hello, friends. Glad you could join us once more. This is the Barcelona-Catalonia circuit in Barcelona, Spain, for another edition of the CCRL Wednesday tier. Only 3 races left in the season. We are coming down to the wire here, and a championship battle separates the two Mercedes drivers by only 16 points. Well, here's the starting grid for tonight's endeavors. It'll be Scornsy on top. The 1:11.799 was good enough to best Ayahuasca by 3/100ths of a second. It'll be Angry Walrus in third, Johnny Damon fourth, Charlie Golf, the championship leader, in fifth. Merck in 6th, Curveball 7th, Manson 8th, Jazz Boy will be 9th. Or sorry, Jazz will be... It's not Jazz Boy, the J kind of looks like an I sometimes. Jazz will be 9th. John the Prince will be 10th, 11th will be Hemphead. 12th will be Pontiac, 13th will be Jabor. 14th will be, this is his actual name, do not at me. That Asian Kid in 14th. Wonder where he's from. 15th. Bald Guy is 16th in the Haas. Incredibly enough, we talk about the championship battle having only 16 points between the two Mercedes. Reimer starting 17th. He does not have a time on the board. He will be starting near last there. Bonga will be 18th. He didn't have a time put together. Sepulvedo will be rounding out the grid in 19th position here. This Barcelona circuit, one of the... I think about the Barcelona circuit, for me personally... If you're looking to learn how to drive with no assists, you come here. This track has a little bit of everything. It's got the fast sections. It's got the tight corners. It's got the braking zones. It's got the parts where you really got to feather the throttle a little bit to get your car backed around. It's got the DRS. It's gotten rid of the chicane, which I'm not happy about, but that's a different discussion. And it's got DRS down the pit straight. I mean, it is a fun circuit, this. I think it'll be quite a shame when this gets taken out in favor of Madrid. This is a fun track, albeit sometimes we haven't had the incredible races, but it is, by and large, a staple. So when Madrid comes in, it's going to be slightly upsetting that this goes, but for the time being, anyway, we've got it here. And we should have a fun one for you today. 19 cars on the grid, one of the best grids we've had since the beginning of the season. And as I've said, we've only a couple of rounds left, after this week. Spain this week, the week off, and then we head to the Montreal, what is it called? The Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Quebec, Canada for the penultimate round of the season, what I consider my home Grand Prix. I'm not Canadian, but it's only about 4 hours drive. And then we round out the season April 30th in Brazil, in Sao Paulo. What a fantastic way to end this calendar. This should be a great turn of events. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. Of course, formation lap not on in this league. Therefore, when you see those cars appear on the grid, it will be go time. Once again, such a pleasure to be joining you on the call here. The only remaining league I'm actually still commentating. Yeah, I've had a new job opportunity come up. I've stepped away from it just slightly a little bit, but hopefully once the summer months are over and we get back into the cold section of the year, I can come back to commentating this full time, and I'll be quite happy to do so. It's been a fantastic ride. I've made a lot of fun memories in this, and honestly, out of the 4 leagues I've casted over the year of 2024 and in towards 2025, this has been by far some of the most fun racing I have seen. But I digress. Here we are. The lights are turning on here in Barcelona. It's a very gloomy-looking day here, but will the action be hot and entertaining? Let's find out. As they get away, Scornsy's got a good start. He resides in the medium tires. Ayahuasca will be looking to head to his inside as they fan out behind them. Scornsy's got a car advantage over the front, over the two behind him anyway. Heading into the corner side by side, Ayahuasca has been able to put Angry Walrus back, albeit only just for the time being. Johnny Damon has remained fourth. John the Prince trying to find the inside of the Mercedes at Charlie Golf, heading in towards the Rosberg and Hamilton corner at turn 4. We have a yellow flag as Hemphead's gone round. I believe Jazz has gone round as well. Some contact between himself and the Williams of Jabor. Then as they make their way into the braking zone at turn 5. It looks as if Scornsy still has the lead. Reimer has made his way up to 13th. Hopefully he stayed out of any conundrum for the time being. Charlie Golf is a 10th and a half behind Curveball as they exit turn 9 and head down this back straight here. Of course, got to be careful getting on the throttle as you go off the crest of the hill and in towards the braking zone at turn 10. It's a much not as heavy braking zone now with the modifications made to the circuit. In the old braking zone, there was a lot of overtaking opportunity, not so much anymore. 13 to 14, that is the pit window for the soft to medium tires. It looks as if, judging by the tire strategy that we do see, only having one car on the hards, everybody else being, majoritarily on the medium tire, it does look as if this one is going to stay dry. Usually, if there's rain in the forecast, you'd see most of the guys be on the soft tire. That's not the case at all. Reimer seems to be getting around Jabor. He'll actually be around the outside of turn 2. That obviously translates back to the inside of 3, and as they make their way heading in towards turn 4, Scornsy has the lead. Ayahuasca is not all that far behind. We'll take a look at the positions gained and lost. The top 4 have remained the same. Merck and Curveball up 1. Charlie Golf has lost 2 positions on the start. Pontiac Bandit up 3. Manson down 2. Reimer up 6. And that is why Reimer is challenging for the championship as well. He is that talented of a driver to keep himself out of trouble and to continue doing what he does best. As Jazz is going to separate himself from Jabor here, exiting the 9th corner. It's actually a bit of an interesting place to make a move happen. I think maybe... Oh, and that's happened! Ayahuasca appears to have gone for a trip into the gravel. Has he had help from behind by Angry Walrus? Unless he has really done a bit of a bodge job of that braking zone there in towards turn 10 and he's completely blown past it. Or has he had help from the Aston Martin? I think it may have been the second option there. Because there's no way... Oh, as that's a car heavy into the barrier, and it's Pontiac Bandit! That car has spun wildly out of control exiting turn 14. Front wing litters the circuit. It appears the safety car will remain in the pit lane. So Pontiac Bandit's going to have to do a full lap of this circuit with no front wing. That is going to be hell on earth for Pontiac Bandit. Scornsy now leads Walrus by 1.5 seconds. And I think Scornsy already had a pretty good advantage over the 2 behind him. But I think, again, we've had some sort of happening there. I believe between Walrus and Ayahuasca. I don't know for sure. Walrus does not have any front wing damage, which is usually a telltale sign. Oh, the Asian kid's gone off. Oh, and he's hit something heavily there, and the safety car now will come out. That car has turned itself around, exiting turn number 4, and has gotten itself into the barrier there. And that Asian kid... unfortunately, his day of driving will come to an end here very shortly. So now the question is, what do we see? Do we see any takers for the pit lane? I kind of doubt it. I do doubt it quite a lot. Scornsy stays out. Walrus stays out. Ayahuasca will make his way in. Okay, so that tells me that we're going to see probably those on the softs make a run to the hards here. That would be my guess. It looks as if... Well, maybe not. John the Prince has stayed out. Manson has stayed out. Ayahuasca and Jabor are the only 2 runners of the soft tires to have actually decided to come in now. Pontiac Bandit's making his way in as well. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, usually you'll see a lot of these guys in the softs pit, kind of first thing, unless maybe are they not convinced that the hard tires will last them to the end of the Grand Prix. Maybe... I think what Ayahuasca is hoping for here is maybe there's another safety car or 2 that'll stretch the life of the hard tires. That's got to have been my guess anyway. Safety car is on track. I'll step aside until it sorts itself out. Scornsy, your leader. Walrus 2nd, Damon 3rd. Safety car will be in at the end of this lap. We haven't had any additional takers for the pit lane. As you can see, the car is snaking back and forth, trying to work heat into the tires, and we are about ready to go back to green flag racing. Scornsy will lead them. Back to the green flag here. Walrus will be 2nd, Johnny Damon 3rd, Merc 4th, Curveball 5th. The top 5 cars all residing on the medium tires. Charlie Golf on the hards. John the Prince and R. Manson, despite starting on the softs, have decided not to come into the pit lane under the safety car, which I think is a bold choice. And, Scornsy has not decided to go quite yet. Well, here we go. Head's got a tenor for a collision with Jabor under the safety car. And I think Scornsy may or may not have began somewhat of a concertina effect there. And Hemphead's now got a tender for speeding in the pit lane. It's all going downhill for the Ferrari. Making their way through Sector 1. Charlie... Oh, no! Oh, the championship leader has gone round. Yes, he has. That car is not where it needs to be. P17, Charlie Golf has spun well down to the back. I'm not sure what's happened to have him be relegated to this position, but that car is no longer in and amongst the top 6 or 7 cars where it was. As a matter of fact, his teammate and immediate championship rival of Reimer, well, that's exactly where he is. Oh, how the turntables. Merck in P4. He's got Damon ahead of him. Heading down the back straight, heading in towards turn 10. Another yellow flag a little bit further back. I think Golf and Pontiac Bandit getting into something there. DRS has been enabled as Scornsy begins the the second lap after the safety car. Walrus is almost outside of DRS range. Johnny Damon. The problem is with this circuit is, hang on a minute, Reimer's going to try to make a move at John the Prince on the right side, now heading through 3. Reimer, we're assuming, has a lot of downforce on that Mercedes. He's been able to hold it up the inside at a fairly high rate of speed as well. So he'll go up to the 6th position. John the Prince will be relegated to 7th. As we have a yellow flag towards the back, it appears Hemp has gone round. Bald Guy is in a battle with Sepulveda and Ayahuasca. I'm pretty sure Bald had gone quite wide there through turn 4, and both the Sauber and the McLaren have been able to go underneath him to be able to drop him back to 12th. Scornsy has since opened up nearly over a 1.5-second gap back to the rest of the top 5. Reimer has made his way up to 6th. The battle at hand now is Damon back to Walrus. This is for 2nd as they make their way heading towards 13 and eventually 14 at the bottom of the hill. Jazz has gotten around Manson, making their way through those similar corners as Scornsy fastest lap. As we have a yellow flag now at the back. Owa's gone round. Yes, he has, or something. And the Ferrari of Bong has clobbered the inside wall there on the way into the pit lane. That is a massive accident, and that is a 2nd safety car. I'm not sure why that Ferrari has gone round as violently as it has. I don't believe you can catch that much oversteer from the exit curb of turn 13. Has he had help from behind? Did he have oversteer and try to correct it and has gone too much and gone into the wall there quite heavily as well? That's our 2nd DNF of the day. And our 2nd safety car. Massive accident there. Brings out the yellow flag once more. Anytime that Scornsy has been able to start to pull away from those behind him, the safety car gods decide to throw out another one. But incredibly enough, and this is what we were talking about here, is Hemphead's going to drive through for speeding into the safety car. Reimer is plus 11 on the day, and I'm still wondering what happened with Charlie Golf. It was kind of going through the first section of corners 1, 2, and 3 on the opening lap of the safety car. And that car was off the circuit. Again, it doesn't appear that he's got any visible damage, which is why it leads me to believe he's gone on via error. Maybe perhaps as he tried to, or has he overshot the braking zone, he's had to take the escape road. That's possible as well. We do have some takers for the pit lane. Scornsy's on his way in. Damon's on his way in. Walrus, it appears perhaps Curveball as well. Yep. Scornsy coming in. Those will be hard tires for the Sauber. So we're going to have a kind of a new look top 10 here as Merck will take control. Jazz will be 2nd. Sepulveda will be 3rd. Ayahuasca back to 4th after this cycling of pit stops here. Bald Guy will be promoted to 5th, despite the difficulties he had in the opening lap after the safety car. Jabor will be 6th. Pontiac will be 7th. Now, he's got himself in a halfway decent position here after the front wing damage he had earlier on. And in fairness, on 5-lap old medium tires, it's going to take a bit here for Pontiac. He's not going to make the end of the Grand Prix. I think if another safety car comes out, he may actually be in an okay position. That'll move Owa to 8th, and Scornsy will drop down to 9th. The safety car on track. And I'll step aside again. Safety car will be back in at the end of this lap. This now promotes Merck back to the lead of the Grand Prix. Well, I say back to the Grand Prix. That'll be his first of the day, naturally. We have a completely, as I was saying before the break, new look. Top 8 here. Scornsy and the rest have been dropped down to 9th and below, naturally, as that. What's interesting now is that Reimer and Charlie Golf are kind of back on level pegging, as I believe did Charlie Golf actually stop under that? No, he hasn't. Unless, did he? When did he stop? Nah, he's on even tires as everybody else. Yeah, so that's, I tell you what, that's going to be interesting. Johnny Damon actually into the pit lane now. It's a bit bold to be pitting now. Back to green flag racing we go. Jazz trails Merck by half a second. Sepulveda in 3rd, down by 2/10. Ayahuasca in 4th. He's right there in the mix as well. If he gets a good run here, he could be able to get himself back into the podium positions. Of course, remember, he had to... he stopped earlier on. He's on 7-lap old hard tires. Making their way through turn 4. Ayahuasca's going to check the right side, heading into 5. It's a bit bold to be going for it from there. Oh, he's got a big lock up there. I think he may have had some contact behind via the Haas as well. He definitely was locked up, and I think maybe did the Haas get into him. I don't believe. As we have another safety car. What's happened here? Reimer's gone round. Reimer's missing a front wing. That car. Oh, it's all happening now. I don't know where Reimer exactly has gone round. He hasn't totally crashed. It's just the front wing is missing. Looking around via the camera angles we have available, I don't see his front wing lost anywhere on the circuit. Maybe it's further back, but this is incredible. Our 3rd safety car so far. We're a 1/3 of the way through the Grand Prix. Merck on the way in, Jazz on the way in. Sepulveda will stay out, having, I believe, well, he hasn't stopped yet. This is a bold call from Sepulveda. Ayahuasca remains on track. Jabor remains on track. He has already stopped. Owa will remain out. Walrus remains out. Scornsy remains out, naturally. We have, I think the other half of the grid who hadn't stopped yet is on their way in. Well, this just keeps getting more interesting and more weird. I'll take yet another break here. I'll step aside until the safety car sorts itself out. Sepulveda, your leader. The safety car will be back in at the end of this lap. These guys just refuse to get some green flag running in. Since the initial safety car that we've had, we have not eclipsed more than 2 laps of green flag running in between safety car periods. Well, as they say, caution breeds other caution, and that certainly seems to be the case. Ayahuasca is your leader. Of course, he has not stopped yet. He's on 12-lap old medium tires. Surely he's hoping for at least one more, and he can get himself back on the right track here. Rest of the grid has stopped at least once. Obviously, the majority of them on the hard tire, having only one car having started on the hard tire. But anyway. Sepulveda's going to back the grid up quite nicely here, and then he'll get back going. That has, for the most part, Ayahuasca's kind of read it. Jabor has not, and I think Jabor is definitely going to be under pressure here. Walrus and Scornsy are side by side, heading in towards that first corner. John the Prince wanted a look. There goes Angry Walrus to the inside of Owa. Oh no. That says migrating host. Ayahuasca has now left the session. And that McLaren is tumbling backwards. Sepulveda has left the session. Johnny Damon's left the session. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's all kicking off back there. Oh, no. Charlie Golf has gone round. Johnny Damon is asking for an invite. I can try to get him one of those really quickly. Blah. This is not good. This is not good. So we've just had several cars have a bit of a go-round back there, a couple of which are ghosted. Ayahuasca is yet to join the session. Sepulveda has also left. I think they have lost connection, having Johnny Damon lost connection. We've had cars spinning everywhere. Reimer is missing front wing again. Ayahuasca's tumbling backwards. Again, this is one of the more odd races I've casted. Charlie Golf is missing a hell of a lot of front wing, so as it turns out, I think for Reimer, at least, he might be okay today. He's not going to gain any points on his teammate, but he's not going to lose any. Here goes Walrus to the inside of Jabor. This is for the lead of the Grand Prix. To the inside, and he's made it happen. I do not believe I have Sepulveda friended. I can certainly look and see. But he is also asking for a way back in. I don't like this. Johnny Damon is left again. Not ideal. Not ideal. I want to take a temporary pause here in the recording just so I can try to get Sepulveda back in. I'll be right back. Oh, never mind. He's back. Perfect. Thank you for that, Sepulveda, for being able to get back in and not forcing me to stop the cast. We are about halfway through this Grand Prix, but I have no idea what's going on. And for the most part, I'm not sure our drivers are entirely either. Well, that's bold. Walrus has just picked up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. I'm not even sure he went outside track limits there when that happened. That's a reasonable warning, that one, what he just did there, come in on the final corner. So this is now, that in the 5 seconds it took me to say that sentence, it's gone from an unreasonable to now a reasonable 3-second penalty. Scorns into the inside, locks up the brakes on the way down into turn 1. He has temporarily gotten around Walrus, and I think now that he has. Yes. Walrus is still right in pursuit. He's not all that far behind. I think any sort of mistake from Scornsy, which, by the way, is not that easy to come by. Let's put that out there. But any mistake from Scornsy and Walrus might be able to pounce. Owa still remains in 4th. He has, for the most part, stayed out of trouble. Reimer's in 9th. Oh, he had a big error there going through 5. He may lose some spots now. Merck is about a 10th and a half back of Jazz. Heading through... Oh! Walrus has gone round! Yes, he has! That car has lost traction somewhere along the line, and he tumbles down the order back to P10. Thankfully, for his sake, he hasn't hit anything, and this race can continue under green flag conditions. Scornsy leads Prince 2.5 seconds. Prince leads Owa 7/10. Owa leads Jabor about 9.5. Jabor leads Jazz only by about a 10th. Exiting the final corner, again, Scornsy having a far and away lead on the rest of them. We have a yellow flag as it appears the Sauber of Sepulveda has had a go-around somewhere. Pontiac Bandit's going to try the outside of the Alpine, right along the curbing there, entering 1. He'll have the bottom through 2, and then the outside again through 3. And Pontiac will not be able to make that one happen, unfortunately. Jazz nearly had a look at Jabor, wasn't able to hold on to acceleration. Owa's 2.5 of John the Prince. That's a pretty close battle there. 2/10 from Pontiac to the back end of Merck, heading in through 5. The Haas of Jazz trying to get along the back end of Jabor. Bit of contact there, I think, just from kind of getting shuffled up. To the inside. Well, that is quite the dive there from Reimer into turn 7. That's insane. And he's done it cleanly as well. Reimer up to P7. Still has Pontiac behind, curveball behind him. Walrus trying to find his way into the picture as well after his mistake. He's since gathered his belongings and has kind of gotten himself back in control. Ayahuasca is only really gaining control back now as he's rejoined the session and is now back into his McLaren, which has since backslid to the 13th position. 2/10 of a second from Jazz to Jabor. A little bit of a look ahead. We'll have a look at Owa up to John the Prince. John the Prince is going to defend the outside. Owa will follow in behind. Jazz has a bit of a peek to the left side of Jabor. Does a bit of a switchback there around the outside now through 3. It's a hell of a move if he can make it happen. Oh, he's just not going to be able to. He wasn't able to keep the power down and keep it within the white lines. Merck is in position as well. He'll check to the inside of the Haas, making their way through 4. The Haas of Jazz still right up along the back end of Jabor. Merck, Reimer's now to the inside of Merck. Look at Reimer. Oh, I haven't gotten the camera angle correctly. He's gone for it on both Jazz and Merck there into 5. He's rather forced the Haas off the circuit. That is surely going to be a stewards report, I'm afraid to say. Reimer is shot the line, has gone for broke, and I tell you what, he's nearly pulled off one of the overtakes of the season. Oh, but I'm afraid there, as he got into the corner, he was on the brakes a little bit too late, pushed into the Haas, forced the Haas into the gravel. Pontiac Bandit slightly losing control there, exiting 10. He'll now lose position to the Haas of Bald Guy around the outside. I stand corrected. He's been able to retain it. Curveball behind Reimer. 3.5 tenths. Reimer to the inside of Jabor. Merck to the inside of Jabor. Reimer now, can he have a look at Merck for 4th? No, not quite, but Jabor has lost 2 positions in that turn of events there. Owa still not able to challenge John the Prince for the time being. Everybody save for Sepulveda has decided to pit. As we're coming up closer, we are past halfway. Coming up closer on 10 laps to go. We're not there yet. Curveball still going to be having a look here for Jabor. He'll peek to the right side, nothing there. Walrus follow. Oh, and that's a big one! Jabor is out of this session. Why, Jabor got well out of shape there, coming off the corner, and I think just happened to take the V-carb with him into the wall. Unfortunately for Curveball, was rather caught up in that one. I don't know if Curveball, did he push to the outside and kind of force Jabor around, or did Jabor just lose the car on exit and took the V-carb with him? Did he try to cut in front of the V-carb? I'm not too sure. But Jabor's day is done. Curveball is now missing front wing. And we're going to have another round of pit stop here. Scornsey leads them in from the hards to what I would assume are going to be the medium tires up next. Curveball's got a drive-through for speeding under the safety car. It will be the mediums for Scornsey. Merck has decided to stay out on track. Jazz has decided to stay out. John the Prince comes in. Owa comes in. Reimer comes in. It'll be a front wing change for him. Pontiac Bandit will be in. Bald Guy will be in. Sepulveda will be in. Ayahuasca will be in. Johnny Damon will stay out, although I'm not sure he's going to pick up too many spots here. Maybe 4 or 5 at the most. He's not going to come out ahead of Reimer, and I don't believe he's going to beat either of the cash apps as well. He has got himself up there to 8th. He's now left the session. I'll invite him once more. Johnny Damon appears to be having some technical difficulties, unfortunately. Well, safety car on track. I'll step aside. Well, here we go again. Green flag will be in, safety car will be in at the end of this lap. Coming up closer on 10 laps to go. I don't really know. I don't know what to make of this. I really don't. I think we're going to be in for a surprise here, because we've got 3 cars at the top who have already stopped, although will not be on some sort of advantage by the end of it. We've got Scornsey, who's got traffic in the way. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Green flag back in the air. Merck is in control for now. He'll lead Angry Walrus by only 2.5 tenths of a second heading in the first corner. Sorry, I apologize for trailing off here. My cords are tangled. I'm not really having it at the time being. Oh, for God's sakes, one more wrap around. Owa and Reimer trading position there. Reimer seems to have been shuffled back to 7th. Bald Guy and Damon swapping position. As John the Prince and Owa side by side through 4. That seems to be a good battle there. Now, here's the question. Does Reimer have to send it again? Somebody's locked up there, one of them. Owa's got better acceleration around the outside of 5. He'll take 5th for now. Scornsey is going to be looking to topple Jazz. Next, we got another yellow flag and a virtual safety car this time, as Manson's front wing, I'm assuming, is missing, having spun exiting 5. Damon has retired. I don't believe we're going to get a full safety car for that. No, he's done that on track is what he's done, as that car is still moving along. This race just refuses to stay green flag here, it seems. Damon has left the session again. That time, I believe, on his own doing, so I won't re-invite him. Interesting. Johnny Damon telling us now in the Discord, game will not let him take over the car, and he cannot connect to EA, so his day is done. Still under virtual safety car conditions. This is a much-needed break here. I think another full safety car would have bred another safety car. This is a good decision, I think, here from race control. Scoresy up to 4th. He will eventually, we'll say, take the lead of the Grand Prix. DRS is now enabled. He's on the best tires out of the top 5, save for, as well, of course, Owa, who is on equally his old 5-lap-old medium tires. Scoresy's got the top 4 ahead of him. Walrus on 3 seconds penalty. Curveball on a drive-through. Hemphead on a tenor as they make their way through 7 and 8, up the hill in towards 9. Over the crest, DRS will be activated. Scoresy into the inside. Of course, the Haas of Jazz will also have DRS on this occasion. Scoresy has a small peek in towards turn 10. Does not commit as they file their way through 11 and 12. Scoresy in 10th and a half behind Jazz through 13 and then down the hill in through 14 after this. We're just waiting to see if there's going to be any penalties kind of in play. I think Scoresy took that corner very conservatively there. That could tell me that Scoresy's at least on 2 warnings. We've got 10 laps to go here as Walrus to the inside of Merck. And I tell you what, Walrus has some good pace, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to put 3 seconds to the cars behind in order to be able to keep a win here, even say for a podium, really. Scoresy to the inside. Jazz nearly lost the car. Scoresy nearly lost the car, as that was quite the wiggle there from the Sauber. He is 2 tires into the grass on the inside there of 4. He's up to 3rd anyway. Bit of a daring come. Oh, as Angry Walrus has made an error. Yes, he has, going through turn 5. That car backs it into the gravel, as Angry Walrus, unfortunately for him, who was leading the Grand Prix there for the entirety of 4 corners, and it's all gone spinning away from him there. Merck is in control, which, unfortunately for Merck, I think he's at the wrong end of this tire battle, and that will almost certainly hand a victory over to Scoresy, as through 11 and 12, Merck still in the lead, albeit only a quarter of a second. Jazz is involved as well. I'll reopen the tire tracker anyway, as Owa could find himself a podium here if he's careful and stays out of other people's messes. Reimer's up to 5th, Charlie Golf to 11th. This would almost certainly mean that Reimer could take the lead in the point standings. Scoresy around the outside. Jazz to the inside of Merck, heading into 1. That was nearly incredibly done there by Jazz. Scoresy took the inside. Merck went to cover off the Haas on the outside, on the left side. And Jazz had kind of switched him back down there, nearly made it happen. Not quite. It's a good 4 or 5 car battle here, this, for that second spot. I think the lead of Scoresy is kind of predetermined, I'll admit. But otherwise, Reimer to the inside of Owa, going out of turn 5 through 6, entering now 7 and 8. John the Prince trying to join the fray as well. This is actually shaping up to do quite well. We haven't had much green flag running today, but all that we have had has been action-packed. As now Owa to the outside of Jazz, rather, heading in towards 10. Bit of a bold move, this. You don't really see moves be made into 10 anymore. And if he holds on to it, somehow the Haas had better acceleration on the inside. So Jazz is able to keep 3rd. Through 13, down the hill, through 14, and then down the pit straight. Scoresy's got the fastest lap of 1:13.5. Owa behind, 2.5 of a second. John the Prince getting that DRS as well. Jazz will fly to the inside of Merck. Owa will also, Owa's going to send it here. Has he been able to hold on? No, he hasn't. Reimer will now shoot up the left side, and Reimer trying to hold it around the outside of turn 3. He'll have the wake of the Alpine ahead of him as well. Still not able to set the Red Bull behind him. Still wheel to wheel. This is brilliant stuff here. Reimer now, well, I tell you what, he's got to act off of Merck, because if Merck boxes Owa on that outside line, like right there, that has handed the position to Reimer. Well done. To be able to battle Owa. Oh no, and Owa's gone round, and Owa was so close to a podium today. And it's just not going to happen. Oh, it's heartbreaking. Oh, Pontiac Bandit. I tell you what, we were flicking through the cars there. Pontiac, we were almost along for him losing the car there. It is very easy to do up through turn 9, I'll admit. And that puts Merck to 3rd. Jazz is actually up to 2nd. Merck has got about a 9/10 of a second delta to the back end of the Haas. Jazz is looking pretty good. And especially now that Reimer's going to be able to make something happen. For what it's worth, Jazz and Merck and Reimer all somewhat even on tires, albeit Merck obviously Sorry, Reimer actually on 4-lap younger tires than the 2 cars ahead of him immediately. Oh, but this is interesting now. Ayahuasca, who on the 6-lap-old soft tires, he'll have to do a bit of work here to be able to get those softs to last to the end of the Grand Prix, but he is right in it, along with John the Prince and Charlie Golf trying to get back to this as well. How has Charlie Golf done this? Every time you count him out, he gets himself right back into the picture. Reimer nearly had a way around Merck there through turn 6 and 7. That car is all over the place. That Mercedes, both Mercedes have been struggling so much today. Up the hill through 9. Ayahuasca nearly contact with the back end of the Mercedes. John the Prince checks to the inside, nothing there. Wow, and again, Golf was in 11th not too long ago. Reimer was up in, 3rd. We thought Reimer's going to be taking the lead in the championship today. Charlie Golf is going to do a bit of damage limitation. Even such, he could actually extend the lead over Reimer if he can get around Prince, which he will do there. Ayahuasca's next up in line, and now he isn't, because Ayahuasca's going to go to the inside of Reimer. And look at this. The 2 Mercedes drivers, the championship leaders, championship rivals as well, and suddenly they're going to go head-to-head. What an incredibly odd but fascinating Grand Prix this is. Reimer still having a look at Ayahuasca. Peeks to the right side. Ayahuasca covers it. Oh, he's locked up on the brakes there. Heading into 5. Scorzy now has got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. That is nearly allowed Charlie Golf to find a move around Reimer. Reimer has held his Mercedes together, albeit for now. But goodness me. Jazz is about 7.5 tenths to Merck. Merck's got 5 tenths to Ayahuasca, who's got 3 tenths to Reimer, who's got 3.5, 4 to Golf. And John the Prince about a second behind them. But this is the marquee matchup here. These two have rather indirectly battled each other. Not so much one-on-one, but they have battled each other back and forth this season, albeit sometimes unbeknownst to each other. Ayahuasca's going to try the outside of Merck. The Haas of Jazzboy covered off the line. Merck had nowhere to go. But as it turns out, Ayahuasca is not able to make that move. Oh, Ayahuasca into the back end of Merck there. Reimer's going to try it. Up the inside. That's the break he needed. And Reimer up to 4th if he holds on. Yes, he will. Wow. Reimer back up to the 4th spot. He could find a way around Merck, I think, as well. Again, Merck and Jazz are on 17-lap-old hard tires. Reimer's got 4-lap younger tire than those ahead of him. Reimer's in a good spot. Ayahuasca softs are going to be going out the window here very shortly. Same, I believe, could be said about Charlie Golf. He's on the 9-lap-old soft tire. This is a fascinating battle here for what is eventually the second spot. What I'll say about Jazz is he's actually holding off those behind him. Now, let's get this clear as well. The hards currently being used by Jazz and Merck, they're 17, 18-lap-old, whatever it may be. Going to be 18-lap-old at the line here. I do believe these are still within the operating window of the hard tire. They will not be in any danger at the back end of the race, because naturally, should the race have stayed green the whole time, the normal strategy was medium to hard at 13 to 14. So yeah, I think those guys will be probably just fine. It's going to be tricky, and they're going to be driving pretty much on used rubber, very used rubber, up until the back end of the race here, probably those last 2 laps. But for what it's worth, they're going to be okay. They don't have to worry about punctures. They've just got to worry about the laps that they are setting down. Meanwhile, Scornsy's now got 7.2 back to Jazz. Merck's 6/10 behind him. Johnny Damon telling us that safety car's actually on reduced, and we've had 4 of them? Okay. That's wild. As Curveball, oh no, Curveball has lost the car. That's coming out of turn 7. We're way too late on for a safety car now, I'm afraid. Down the pit straight they go. Jazz Oh no, he's going to be losing a good 3 or 4 spots now. Oh, look at Ayahuasca up the inside. What a move for the McLaren. If he gets it, yes, he has. Ayahuasca has taken Merc, Reimer, I think Charlie, as well as Jazz. That's a quad overtake for Ayahuasca. Wow, Merc around the outside. Reimer trying to hold on. He's really got to separate himself from his teammate here. And he has, at least for now. 2 laps to go with the line this time by Ayahuasca. The day that he's had, back up to second. Tell you what, for Ayahuasca, he will be riding a high if he wins, if he takes second place in this one. Yes, that is an intended pun. Down the back straight. I mean, Charlie Gulf, what a day he's had as well. And for what it's worth as well, Ayahuasca's on those soft tires. Oh no. Ayahuasca's made a hell of a mistake there, and he's dropped back down to 5th, now even 6th. He had lost that car, I think, coming out of turn 11. And what I was just about to say is he had done that on 10-lap-old soft tire. And we kind of figured that was getting towards the end of the lifespan, and I think what we're seeing now is that's a standard occupational hazard there on the softs this late on. Charlie Gulf to the inside of Reimer. Oh, into the back end of Merc! Reimer's going to be able to still hang it there on the left side. And Reimer is able to stay ahead of his teammate, Charlie Gulf. Charlie plowed into the back end of the Alpine. Tell you what, may have a trio of Mercs here finishing 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Merc in the Alpine, Reimer in the Merc, Charlie in the Merc. Yeah, that was a bit stupid, I'll admit, but, you know, it's worth a shout-out, isn't it? Tell you what, this is going to be an intense final lap. Merc is ahead, albeit only for now. DRS activated. Reimer is absolutely going to be sending it here. He's got to. Reimer to the inside to 10. This is bold. If he gets it, he does. And I don't believe Merc has had a very good corner because he's gone well to the outside of 10, and that's allowed Charlie Gulf in as well. But now Merc having a bit of a look back to the inside, and Reimer's got a 3-second penalty, and so does Charlie Gulf for that matter. I tell you what, Merc is going to take the 2nd spot here. Potentially even Jazz will be taking 3rd. DRS activated down the pit straight for the final time. Reimer's got about 3/10 to Merc here. To Charlie. No challenges made into the first 2 corner. Merc nearly loses it there over the inside curb. Jazz is in a hell of a position here. This right here is a battle now for 2nd place between Jazz and Merc. Merc on those, I tell you what, they're on the same age tires here. Yes, they are. Jazz 21-lap-old hards, Merc 21-lap-old hards. This is going to come down to the wire here. Ayahuasca in the picture. John the Prince in the picture. Down the back straight for the final time. Ayahuasca with DRS. He'll look to the inside of Jazz. Will he make it happen? He's late on the brakes. He'll push the Haas wide. In comes John the Prince, but he's collided with his teammate, and Jazz will stay ahead. Out of the final corner, Scornsy will win. It's all kicking off back there, though. And Merc will be coming through here to finish in 2nd, I believe. Hemphead's got a 10er. Merc will take 2nd place. Jazz will take 3rd. Reimer will finish ahead of Charlie Gulf. Sepulveda climbs back to 6th. Owa to 7th. And calamity between the 2 McLarens as John the Prince sent it on his teammate in the Haas of Jazz Boy into 10. Oh, send a prayer to the stewards tonight. They're gonna need it. But for Hotspot, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time out, April 23rd in Montreal, Quebec, Canada for the penultimate round of the season. What a race.